Okay. You ask many people, or suggest to people, why won't you do this, or why won't you do that? And the answer that people give you all the time is, I would love to, but I just don't have any time. I don't have any time. And I get it. I get it. Everything is expensive today. You have to work hard. And you have to work hard regardless of that. Everybody's working very hard. But for whatever reason, in recent years, and I would say, when I'm talking about recent years, I would say the last 20 years, it seems that people work more and accomplish less. Or at least it seems like that. So the thing to do is like this. Let's say, for example, you're making $100,000 or making $150,000. And for whatever reason, you always owe money. Now, $150,000, I don't care how you look at it or where you live, it's a very nice salary. Mm-hmm. Most people don't make it. And believe it or not, there are people that I know that make $200,000, $250,000, and somehow they're always in debt. Now, how is this possible? It's possible because you don't give accountability where your money goes. In other words, you don't know where you spend your money. So what you would need to do, you would need to one day say, okay, let's stop. I know how much money I'm getting in. After taxes, before taxes, doesn't make a difference. So that's a giving. That's your... Now I know how much expenses, or what expenses do I have in terms of house, utilities, cars, and so on and so forth. That's also a constant. That's also something that you know that doesn't change. If you have a mortgage or rent or whatever it is that you do. The problem is in the in-between. What do I do with the rest of the money? Where does the money go? Am I in control of my money, or for whatever reason, I'm not? Yes, it sounds like something I said before, which I always say it. But the problem is, to my humble opinion, so severe, I don't think it's going to make, it's going to be a bad idea to repeat it once or twice or even more, but there's more than that. It's not, this talk is not about money only. You need to be able to give an account for every penny, where your penny is going. Every penny. Because I have X amount of money that's coming in, and I have X amount of money of known expenses. And if I am spending on mortgage, utilities, and so on and so forth, let's say $50,000 a year, and after taxes I get $120,000 a year, well, where's the rest of the money going? And that's why you have to be in control and you need to have a budget. Now, what does this have to do with the way I started? What did I start with? It has to do because everybody knows we say time is money. So it's a very overused statement that nobody really pays attention, but I did. Time is money is the same way that you spend your money uncontrolled, you also spend your time in the same manner. There's a constant. There is one constant is, that whatever it is, wherever you are in the world, there's always going to be 24 hours in a day. Whether it's a day that you're having fun at some kind of amusement park, or a day that is a drag like, Tisha B'Av in the summer when you're like dying for it to finish, it's the same 24 hours. Every day has 24 hours. Now you need to divide your day, make a chart, as much as you'll make a chart for your money, where every penny is going, until you'll be able to give an account for every penny. Years ago, I got myself a big bottle of like 1.5 liters of Kedem wine, after we finished it for Kiddush. I took it, and I put it on the side, and I said that the only thing I'm going to put inside, or the only coins that I'm not going to put inside, are quarters. Because quarters I need for the meters, for another way for the city to take my money, I need for the meters. But I want to put inside pennies, nickels, and dimes. Now, whatever amount of money is going to be there, whether it's going to be $40, $50, whatever, I said, I'm not going to count it until it's going to be full. Why? Because that money seemed to, whatever reason, be eaten by my sofa or by my car. And if I'm going to tell you, like, for example, Sam, would you like to get $40 now? Just like this, I give $40. Of course, why not? That money you just spend away. So how about if you give me $40 just because I feel like it? That's exactly the attitude. I want to know where every penny is going. I want to know where every minute of my time is going. Now, surprisingly enough, there is a thing that is really taking over our money and our time. And that's called the internet. That's called social media. So for the internet, you just want something, boom, you get it. You want this, boom, you get it. Boom, you get it. You get it, you get it, you get it. All of a sudden, you end up with things you don't really know. You become a hoarder with so many different things. Try to throw away half of the things in the house, not all, half of the things in your house that you haven't used in the last year. You'll be surprised. You need probably a container. Try to understand. If you're going to go on your telephone, you're going to go on the app, there's whatever it is, it tells you time management. How do you call this thing? You know, when you...
Screen time.
Screen time. Well, how much time you spend on your social media? How much time you spend on your social media? How much time you spend on your Twitter? You think, what do you think you are? You know, Donald Trump, that anybody's interested in your tweets. Nobody cares about you. I mean, you're living in some kind of a fantasy that what you want to say is important to like 7,000 people in the world. It's not. Nobody cares about what you say. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy for losers to feel strong. I mean, it's so much that even, unfortunately, many people who share things on YouTube have very little to say. It's just it's a false, reality. How much time do you spend on Instagram? You go from Instagram to WhatsApp, from WhatsApp to Instagram, from Instagram to Twitter, from Twitter to Facebook, from Facebook to, I don't know, Legfoot, I don't know, whatever it is out there. TikTok. What do you see in TikTok? I mean, you become an idiot watching TikToks. TikToks is for morons. There's nothing so then you said it to a guy, I said, oh, excuse me, how much time did you totally spend today? You'll be surprised, and I'm going to tell you this, you'll be surprised if, I don't know, maybe you spend like 4 hours a day on those platforms. So you spend this time that you have limited. You are on this earth on a limited amount of time. Let's say most people live, let's round it up, average, made into like 80 years old. So you have 80 times 365. This is the amount of time you have on this earth. That's it. Quickly, here, go ahead. Come on, Sam, you're an accountant. No? Do 365 times 80.
29,200.
Let's say 30,000 days. Let's say 30,000 days, right? But you're not zero anymore. You're like 25, 26, 30. So if you do now, take 30 times 365,
10,000.
10,000. In other words, you lost about 10,000 days of your life. You wasted them. If I'm going to be able to tell you, I'm going to tell you, listen, buddy, you are not, whatever you'll do in the world, you're not, at the end of your days, you are not going to have more than $30,000. That's it. You win the lottery for $4 million, you're going to lose it. All you got to have is that. Now I'm going to ask you for a penny, not for a dollar, for a penny. Tell me, what are you out of your mind? But you seem to be caring more about, not even that, but more about money than you do with your own life. And then you're going to tell me that you don't have an hour a day to dedicate, you know what, to work out for yourself. And you get fat, you became obese, you became sick, and then your life is no life because you're spending half a week, every week going to a doctor's. And they poke you here and they give you there, and then they give you medication for this one that screws up this in your body, and then you need to take a medication for that, for what they screwed up, and then another medication to fix something else again, and all you do is all of a sudden, instead of having coffee in your cabinet, you have like a million medicines. Why? Because you didn't have an hour a day. I mean, it's impossible that a person does not have 1 hour a day to dedicate to himself, to his health, to work out. Don't tell me you don't have an hour a day to invest in learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or a way to defend yourself. Don't tell me you don't have an hour a day to invest in your toughness, in your mental toughness. You think your wife wants to look at you and she wants to see some sorry guy, all it is like looks like a big donut and then complains and is like more feminine than she is. I don't care how feminine she is. She married you because you're a man. Why don't you start acting like one? In your fantasy world, you're a man. You're a stud. You're tough. You're smart. You're learning. You're attractive. You do. Why won't you live your life and make yourself to be what you are in your fantasies? Become that. Become a smart person who is dedicated, who knows, who is able to protect himself. Somebody's going to come to, God forbid, to mess up with your wife. What are you going to do? Say, excuse me, please, oh, forgive me. We don't care if you're going to go down, at least go down like a man. You're going to tell me, oh yes, it sounds like a testosterone tone. Well, better off than you, full of estrogens. Absolutely. Don't say, oh, tomorrow I'll do it. No, tomorrow's going to come and you're going to push it again tomorrow. The switch has to be now. It's a switch that you have to make. What I'm telling you, it's not a matter of selfishness. Is you need to invest in yourself. Disconnect yourself from all those things that you know that really sucks the juice out of you. How many times you can watch funniest videos, 10 top funniest videos on YouTube? How many times can you watch? I mean, a guy sleeping on banana, what are you, a retard? But you can watch YouTube for an hour, but you cannot read for an hour. Read also is important. But we became very passive. And then, oh, I want to have freedom. You don't want to have freedom. You don't want to be free. You don't want to live life. You're full of it. You want somebody else to do it for you. You need to get control over your life. You need to control your time. Time, money, and everything else, these are your resources. You can't depend on somebody else. It's up to you to take care of yourself. Learn a skill. Learn something. Everybody goes to college. College, you have to get a college degree. You don't have to get a college degree to make it in life. Learn something. Colleges are no other thing than business. They're businesses that gives you diplomas. It's a business. Then they run like business. Do you know how to, for crying out loud, do you know how to change a tire? Do you know how to change a tire? Have you ever changed, you call Chaver Impli or AAA? You don't know how to change a tire? So imagine you go out with this girl, with this woman, with your wife, and you have a flat tire, and you don't know how to change a tire. What good are you? You know how to unclog a drain? You don't do anything besides cry and wimp and live in a fantasy world. It's time to get in touch with reality. And if you are men, start acting like one. Have a wonderful manly day.